Hello, light lovers and interneters. Okay, today I wanted to hop on and tell you a little bit about Q1 because I did start my official journey about a couple months ago. In the beginning of February, I decided to go ahead and hire another trainer and take my year-long journey to finally get all this stubborn fat off. And I'm a little red in the face because I just finished today's workout. And this one was a little rougher, but we'll talk about that later. So I went ahead and hired an online trainer, and it's been going really well. I'm quite happy with it. It was a lot of a cheaper option than my local gyms, or local trainers I should say, because I'm still going to the gym, but I was paying at least double for a personal trainer for a third of what I'm getting now. And so that was a decision that I had to make when I had to cut costs, and when I wasn't seeing results with other trainers, or at least not the results that I wanted. Because in North Dakota, there's a law against personal trainers teaching nutrition. They can't give nutrition advice unless they're a certified nutritionist. Animals are playing. And that requires, and since I had to pay for a trainer and a nutritionist, because the paying for a trainer and the exercise, that's not even what I need, right? If I want to lose weight, I need to, let's be honest, it's in the food. It's in the kitchen. Abden made in the kitchen, right? And it going online with who I did turned out to be a way better decision because they did both. In fact, they made meal plans for me, not just throwing out some macros, here's a workout plan. One size fits all, there you go. It takes days and time for the program to be modified because of me. And what doesn't work for me. So that's great. I do want to talk about the changes that I have had though, because even though I've been lifting for several years, going to the gym hasn't always been it's still not necessarily an easy thing. I mean, it is way easier now than it used to be, but it's still not like I don't feel like queen of the gym or anything, because I'm not where I want to be. It's not. And especially with barbells, at the gym that I go to, barbells are highly sought after, and there's not so many of them. And so any time other than the quiet times in the gym, it's like, which is once a day, I would say, and like lunchtime, there are always people waiting on them. And this has really pressured me to get accustomed to being in that area, because when I had my in-home gym, barbells were my favorite. I love barbells so much, but every time I go to the gym, I was just tempted to pick up dumbbells because I knew what to do with them, I was familiar with them, and I could always just grab a mat and grab some dumbbells and do work whatever part of my body I wanted to without stress or anxiety, because there's a lot less people in that area than there are in the barbells. But this has really pressured that. I've really had to push myself to it's really just closing your eyes and diving in. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't really ever get, like, the cat's getting into my plants. Hey! Come on! You don't need to be back there. They always make a dirty mess when I let them get in the windows, because we only have one south-facing window in this house, so I have like 7 plants covering that whole area, and the cats just love that window. Too many casualties though, they've lost their privileges. But anyways, it's really just like diving in, literally closing your eyes, holding your breath, and just going, because that's what I have to do. I chose this route very specifically so I would get better at doing things that I'm scared of doing, and so I went ahead and did it, and I'm going to follow through with it. Right now I'm not working, so I can pick any time that I go, which is great. It's been an easy way of transitioning into it and getting over the initial jitters. And, you know, now I'm more comfortable with walking up to somebody and asking, like, hey, are you done with that? Or waiting in line, being like, okay, this is mine next. I need this right here. I also do, the circuits that I'm doing kind of take up a lot of space in the gym that I'm in. So that's been interesting. But it's shown me that people don't care. Okay, now the first cat is going to... The first cat is done trying, now the second cat's going to try. She might bump my stand again. Shh. But that's been anxiety. It never goes away for me. It's just, you get more comfortable being uncomfortable. Let's say that. So, for those of you who have gym anxiety, I understand 1,000,000% because that's the whole reason I didn't go to the gym for so long, and it's the reason I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have all the equipment in my house at the time whenever I could afford it and I had the space. That's not a thing right now, but when I did, I was willing to drop all that money and all that space because I didn't want to go to the gym. But now I am, and I'm telling you that the things that you want the most are right on the other side of your biggest fears. So I tell you to take that as a lesson in your life. If you have a big fear, try and take it head on. I know it's hard, but just do your best, okay? Baby steps. Baby steps. Because even with what I'm doing, it took several weeks of doing a workout here and there. Like going to the gym, I say the hardest thing is getting to the gym. So if you're just struggling getting in the gym, just go and walk. Hop on a treadmill, walk on the thing, just literally just go and spend an hour walking around. Get more acclimated to it. You gotta let your field spread. You gotta feel it out, okay? Try other gyms. There's a lot of gyms out there, maybe. I mean, where I live there's not, but there's a pretty good chance that where you live there is. So I recommend trying out different gyms and going on, because it's very important. If you want to live longer, and you don't need me to tell you how important exercise is, okay? Food planning. I've always struggled with food ever since I was a little kid. I'm a binge eater. I love binge eating, but I've never been into regurgitating. I've never done that, so you can definitely say that all that stuff that I binge stays in. It just doesn't go anywhere but on my thighs and my stomach and my back. But binge eating is something I've struggled with. I'm an emotional eater. Lots of people are. It's a very common Western thing because when we are focused on our senses, our face and our mouth is one of the predominant things that we feel and pay attention to, and therefore when we feel in need for comfort, speaking, singing, eating, drinking, smoking, they're all a part of your mouth. And that's where a lot of that comes from. Take some time to think about that. Maybe what kind of habits have you formed around your mouth for comfort? And food is one of the hardest things. But food planning, getting food planning down, I feel like I'm so close to like perfecting it. It's been rough, but I'm getting there. I thought I was good at it before, but it's now I'm actually literally just taking a day out of like every 4 days and making like 16 meals, because I do 4 meals every day, or at least try to, and then they're easy to track. As long as I hit my targets, that's what's good. In the past, I focused on calorie counting, which is good and all, but it doesn't do. If you want to retain muscle, you need to focus on getting enough protein. If you need energy, you need to make sure you're getting enough carbs. And if you want healthy nails, skin, and hair, you need enough fats, okay? You need them all to function. And the balance is very important because your body is like a machine. It's like a workforce. I think of it like a restaurant, okay? You give it a certain amount of resources and certain demands, and then each day it's going to do its best to forecast and come up with what's going to happen tomorrow. In the past, what's happened? How are we going to deal with this problem that we have right now? Where are these resources going? Are we short-staffed? Do we need to work overtime over here? Is something going to let go? And that's where diseases and things come from, because if you're not giving yourself enough resources, same with that, it's going to, if it has too many resources, what's it going to do? It's going to throw it in the back room and keep it for later. We can always use it, because they're thinking about your survival, not about your looks, okay? They don't have your eyeballs. They're a million little cells working together to keep you alive. They're focused on much more important things. And so if you don't give them enough of what each department needs, that department starts to sink. Excuse me. I've got a very hot dog down here. Hi. How are you? You want to say hi? It's officially 75 for the first time this year, and our air conditioning is out. So, goodness help the puppy, because he's a hot dog these last couple days. I want to take him out for a walk, but now I'm concerned about running with him because I don't want him to overheat while we're out there, especially if he's already hot in here right now. Like, this is, I'm cooling down, and he's like hot, so I don't know if I can take him out for a walk. But anyways, that's something else I would like to get onto, is walking and running outside. That's always been my goal. I like running, I like walking, but I always have a problem with other people seeing me. I'm a very external environment person. I'm very aware of things away from me and around me. I focus on other people and other places more than I do myself. When I dream, my environment is what often changes the most, because when I walk into a new room, it's a new energetic environment. So when I'm outside, it is so distracting to what I'm trying to do. I need to work on it. We'll get there. But food planning started out really rough. Now I'm to the point where I have like a couple meals that are low fat, a couple meals that are high fat, and then I just kind of rotate them, and I usually hit my targets almost every day. I'm starting to play a little bit instead of just planning, trying to put new foods in somewhere, and that is still a work in progress. Not quite there yet. I can usually get within like 5 or 10 of each when I do that, but still falling short sometimes. Fatigue, being sore and tired. I have felt amazing this whole time up until I'd say today, or even like the last couple days. Yeah, my energy levels, even though I'm at an extreme deficit and doing a lot of cardio, it's muscle soreness from weight training is like 0. It's been really, really low in comparison to like the 3 years that I've spent doing weight training in the past. Like, you know, leg day, sitting on a toilet sucks. No, that doesn't happen anymore. It used to be like that. It doesn't. I think it's because we're doing like full body workouts every day instead of targeting 2 or 3 muscle groups. So, words to the wise. If you're tired of being tired, keep that in mind. Are you guys done? I'll have to show you guys sometime how these guys play. But the fatigue lately, I've been sleeping so much now that I can. I've been sleeping like almost 10 hours a night, which is good, or at least spending 10 hours in bed, and that's fine. But dealing with like different hormones and stuff, like why I'm not working right now, has been interesting. So we'll keep working on that. But overall, it's been a great quarter. I lost, well, the healthy way to go is a 1 pound a week, So a quarter is 3 months. We're thinking 4 weeks a month on average. February is a short month, right? I think so. Anyways, typically 3 times 4 equals 12. So if I started at 308 or 305 and we take 12 off there, we're looking at 205 or 208 minus 12 is... my brain is tired. It's like 93, 94, depending on where we're starting. And right now I'm at about 192. So I'm on schedule. Things are going great. I feel like it's a battle almost every day because I can't drink alcohol. I can't drink soda. Like basically no calories in your drinks unless you track it, and then your carbs just go through the roof. So it's been a challenge. It's really been a challenge, but I'm up for it, and I'm very glad that this is working because everything else that I've done in the past has not. But if you've made it all the way through this 16 minutes listening to me ramble about myself, congratulations! Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Probably not talking about exercise, but either way, have a great day.